that I had a detachment from my mom because when I moved up here, my mom was actually still in Haiti and I lived with my stepmom. So I had a disassociation kind of like with my family and I felt alone in the world. And where I put my energy to feel needed, to feel important, to have that sense of significance and empowerment was in sports. So
Mm.
I discovered that I was trying to become somebody, getting frustrated that I'm not that somebody, ignoring the fact that I am somebody.
Talk about the conversation around mental health in the Caribbean culture and how it's affected you, because I'm from what I'm hearing is you transition a mindset, because that's not the same mindset that most Caribbean cultures have when it comes to mental health. It's not really talked about. So talk about your experience with that.
Well, it was non-existent. Mental health was non-existent. There's no such thing. Nobody told me, oh, you have to take care of your mind. It was non-existent. In fact, conversation, real conversation, to converse, to share the contents of your soul with somebody else was also diminished, almost very non-existent. Parents go to work, I come home, I feed you, you are blessed that that has happened. That is what happens. So at the end of the day, I was left with management of self. I became independent forcibly. Not just like, oh, independent, I can take care of my bills, not necessarily, but independent in the form that I can take control of direction of my life. So when I moved here, it was like, first of all, you're going to school, they calling you a Zoe, and you're like, at that time, you think, oh my goodness, am I really worthy here? Like, I don't fit in. I didn't realize that even as a kid, I had detachment. I used to call myself Mr. Lonely, like
Wow.
because that's what I used to call myself because I used to be a kid who didn't really talk to people like that. I was just like I was really quiet. So I feel like now I figured out that I had a detachment from my mom because when I moved up here, my mom was actually still in Haiti and I lived with my stepmom. So I had a disassociation kind of like with my family and I felt alone in the world. And where I put my energy to feel needed, to feel important, to have that sense of significance and empowerment was in sports.
Mm.
So, and in academics. So, mental health was not something we talked about. Even now, let's go forward towards now. Even now, like I would tell you, a couple of months ago, I went through a stage. This is why I actually switched to mental health fitness, was because I found out what's really was holding me back, or what's capping me at a certain potential where I know my potential is way higher. And I discovered that I was trying to become somebody, getting frustrated that I'm not that somebody, ignoring the fact that I am that somebody, that I am somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And in fact, it's not that recognizing that I am that somebody, but recognizing that I am somebody. I am somebody. I am someone. I am a soul in the universe. My presence matter just because I am. Not even because of what I'm trying to achieve, not even because of this or that. So when I went to a stage where I felt completely away from who I was, now I don't want to confuse you, from who I am, right? That's the word. When I felt completely detached from who I am, not living in that purpose, I went through a stage of depression. I, I didn't understand what was going on with me. And because I'm so used to get it, when I was not doing anything, I was in completely discomfort. I couldn't understand it. And every day I got more frustrated that I wasn't doing anything. I'm like, I am the motivator. I teach people to go and go hard. Why am I going to? Do you think you're exempt just because you built the faculties of your mind to understand things? you find out you're not exempt, because your body has its own brain. I mean, your body has its own programming. For instance, the amygdala automatically stores information that is not in the conscious mind. So you may just be in a certain circumstance. For me, it was going back home, right? And when I went back there, I was like, this is not fitting my story. So right there was a discordance with my dream. I associated my dream and being independent, being on my own, being in this city. When I was home, it was not happening. So guess the response I got from my Caribbean parents was that you are lazy, you are like, so it was consistent negativity when I was going through my own mental battle. So there is a lack of understanding in our community, and your podcast is the start to debunking that and actually changing that, because I needed someone at the time, and instead of getting someone, I actually got more fuel to the fire. And it was through the grace of God and through mental will and working out the faculties of my mind that has allowed me to circumpass that situation and not become an advocate. Like just wanted to be a motivational speaker, help people see themselves greater, but not realize what I needed and what people need is talking about self-management and self-care, self-love, meditation, fitness, health, wellness, exercise. All of those things come together is great for your mental health.